All right, it is 5:32. This is the City of Laredo Tax Increment Reinvestment Zone Number 1 Downtown Meeting, regular meeting, March 10th. Calling this meeting to order, I want to thank everybody for being here this afternoon. If everyone would please rise for the pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. Ms. Gamboa, would you help us with roll call?
Yes, of course. Jesus Esparza. Absent. Francisco Mata.
Present.
Vanessa Guerra.
Present.
Jose Ceballos.
Here.
Wilfredo Martinez.
Here.
Juan Caballero.
He has to be excused.
Yes. And at this moment, you have a quorum.
Thank you very much. All right, and Commissioner Jaime, who is joining for the county, I think he is pending his oath. Mm-hmm. If he does make it, we'll allow him to sit here and sit with us and not take any action on items, but he was invited. I don't know if he replied. I didn't see a reply, but
no, he did not.
I'll follow up with him just to make sure. I know they asked me on email, so I replied on email, but yes. I really haven't talked to him.
I spoke to him, and
he
said he was going to stop by.
Okay, so he's aware.
Yes, and city secretary is also aware.
Okay, great. Thank you very much.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the next item is citizens' comments. Citizens are required to fill out a witness card no later than 5:45. Those can be found here on location. Comments are limited to 3 minutes per speaker. No more than 3 persons will be allowed to speak on any side of an issue. Speakers may not pass their minutes to any other speaker. Comments should be relevant to city business and delivered in a professional manner. No derogatory remarks will be permitted. I don't have any cards. Is anybody here to make public comments? Okay. You want to come up? Yeah.
Good afternoon. I wanted to ask if there was any updates regarding the improvements currently taking place on Iturbide Street in the downtown district. As a reminder, Laredo Main Street will be hosting the 25th anniversary Jambuzzi Downtown Music Festival on Saturday, March 21st, which is a city-approved event, and our event includes San Agustin Plaza and Iturbide Street. Because Iturbide Street is an important part of our event layout, we wanted to ask whether the improvements will be completed by March 21st. For planning purposes, our street closures will begin Saturday at 8 a.m. and will reopen midnight following the event.
Yeah. Can you state your name for the record?
Yes. Jorge Lopez.
Jorge Lopez. Thank you, sir, for those comments. So we're going to answer that. There's actually an item here, the first one that'll update you. And once we open up that item, if you have any questions or comments, you're welcome to make them. Thanks for your comments. Did you want to comment or?
We have our Mr. Gende here for so he was wondering if he can speak right now or until the item opens.
We can move the item. You're like number 3 on the mural update, so you're not going to wait too long.
No rush. I was just thinking because I thought it was just the moment where people can go up and speak.
It is usually it's very quick, so you're in good shape. Thank you. All right, so then next item is approval of minutes. Minutes are in your packets.
Motion to accept minutes as presented.
A motion to accept minutes as presented by Mr. Mata.
I second the motion.
Second by Mr. Martinez. Any discussion? There being none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Any against? None. Motion passes. Next item is financial workshop, presentation of financial statements. And discussions with Mr. Mata, we're going to push that to next month to give it a little bit more time and get through some of the other items on our agenda. So the board will see that next month. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Next item is item 7, informational updates. Iturbide Street improvements is the first item, and public information signage. Who's going to take the lead? Mr. Ochoa with KCI.
Good afternoon, members of the board and staff. Edward Ochoa with KCI for the record. Yeah, we can go ahead and provide an update. I can answer his question first if you'd like.
If you'd like, Edward, however you'd like to do it.
So currently the contractor is on block number 7. That's the block between Flores and San Agustin. He should be done by the end of this week with the improvements on that block. At least the surface improvements. You know, we're going to come back and put the trees and all that later, but at least the main stuff, he should be done on that block. I did meet with the contractor yesterday out on the job site. I informed him about the Laredo Main Street, so I had already kind of thought about that, tried to plan ahead for that. I did tell him that we did not want any barrels, road closures, nothing to be in the way on the day of the 21st or before the 21st. So I told him kind of take a few days kind of off, clear everything out, and then we'll start back up the following week. So I will coordinate with the contractor more directly. I think what he might do is maybe go down that street and just prepare maybe with some saw cuts for demolition areas. And let me see how I can coordinate that with him. But we've planned for that already.
You guys can work a risk assessment on that, make sure that we mitigate any potential risk.
Yeah, I mentioned that to the contractor, knowing that we're gonna have probably some extra people downtown for the Jamboozy Fest, that day, to avoid any tripping hazards, any holes, any of that. So I've already coordinated with him on that, he's on board. I just need to look at the end of this week, if he does finish on block 7, what maybe he can do for the next week, maybe some preparation work, but no demolitions, what I had spoken with him about, so. I hope that answers your question, sir.
And let us know, I mean, I don't know how we would support, but anything we can do to support safety, we'd want to help.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. So, I've got some pictures if you'd
Yeah,
like for me
sure,
to
that'd be
show.
great.
Some quick
Yeah.
pictures of what we've done so far. I guess, first and foremost, one of the discussions we had was amendment number 5, was to put the project sign. So I just wanted to show everybody the project sign has been completed, printed, and it's installed. That's what it looks like. It's right there on the, it's on what we call block 6. It's in that area where the contractor has a little space in the back of the city parking reserved for his construction work. This is over on the street side. It's right there. So that sign is in place.
Thank you for putting it all together quickly, Edward.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate that.
Our pleasure for that. I guess let me start with block 9. I just wanted to show some quick views of that. So on block 9, this is what it looked like before. This is just a quick snapshot from Google Street View. Again, remember that we had the tree well, we had the concrete was coming up. It became a little bit of a tripping hazard there. That has already been completed, and that's what that tree looks like now. So, going back from that, you can see that we cut the concrete out. The contractor took the concrete back all the way. So this shadow that you see that was a tripping hazard is now gone. It's fixed right through over there. So the tree wells have all been kind of cut out. We've gotten about the 6x6 square out. Again, for a reminder, the idea there was originally those tree wells had a very small round grate around them. Now that we've taken that out, it lets the roots breathe. It'll give them room to kind of go without breaking the concrete. So that's just some of the views of that. Here's another one that's there. That was done. On block number 9, we had the tree stump that was on the corner. The tree stump has been removed, and they've already framed out a nice big square for it. So we'll put the tree there when we're ready to put the tree.
I smiled because you looked straight at me like it was one of my peeves, like for years, that stump. Thank you guys.
So that's been removed. You will see if you go out there in these tree wells, you can see here, it's already got prepped for the irrigation, and it's already got prepped for the electric. So right now what they're doing is they're going through and doing the major surface work, and then when we come back, they'll do all the tidying up, adding the lights and other things to it. So they're going to come back to these blocks and do work, but it won't be so intrusive to the blocks.
And also kudos on the electrical box setup.
Yes, sir.
Great, I mean, awesome improvement from where we started.
So we do have some, so yeah, I do have some of the electrical block boxes you can see there. That's one of the larger boxes. It's a concrete polymer box, very, very heavy duty. And then that is just an example of the smaller one. Yeah. So those are all there. So that was block 9. That's the first block that we started. on block 8, again, we just wanted to show this picture. Here you can see where they had to cut the stamped concrete area, right, so that we could put the conduits for electrical and the sewer and the the irrigation pipe. But I just wanted to show this here that I think we did a pretty good job matching the color. This is the existing, and this is the new. So we really tried to get that as close as possible. It's not exactly perfect all the way through because it already had a couple of little hodgepodge colors in there, but for the most part, I think we did a decent job matching the color. So I was happy about that. This is one of the tree wells in block 7. Same thing. You got the electrical box out of the way, and then the tree well. They've moved on to block 7. This is the block between Flores and San Agustin that has a lot of the bars on it. This block, if you recall, we were putting the little islands. The trees are going to be kind of in the islands in the street, and that'll kind of be in between the parallel parking that's going to be there. So this was from a few days ago. It's been completed. They've already gone in and filled this in with dirt for the meantime. So it's got some dirt and some mulch in there for now, just so it does not look like this today. This was the tree well at the intersection. So at the this is Florida Street. So at that intersection, we created a bigger bump out area. It did have kind of a curvature bump out, and it was a little bit different. So we kind of expanded on that thought. And as we sit today, they've already placed all the bricks. I apologize, I didn't take a picture yesterday, but this was a picture from last week. And then this has already been filled in. So all of this is already covered up.
That's great.
And that's it. Just a different view of that bump out area. So the bricks are already filled in here. The crossing bricks are already there. So that was just some quick picture updates of the project. Any questions?
Any questions for Edward?
Again, I'll coordinate with the contractor on
He's
how
ahead
we-
of schedule overall, right?
I'm sorry, sir?
He's ahead of schedule.
Oh, yes. Yeah, he's quite a bit ahead. He was supposed to be on this block 7, I think, in August. April, I'm sorry.
He's supposed to be block 7, he's supposed to start April 6th.
That's good.
Very good.
So he's quite a bit ahead.
Edward, I have a question. Just go back to that picture, that fresh concrete slab that you guys.
The last ones.
One of these?
Yeah, and this just more personal preference. As we get through the different stages of the TRIZ downtown, these projects, you're gonna have different shades of concrete. As you move forward, once everything is done, is there a way we can come in with a uniform staining of the concrete that kind of just makes everything look clean and not all patched up?
Yeah, it might be something we need to talk about. Really the best way you're gonna get to having maybe a more uniform look is a complete, right away to right away demolition and everything brand new at the same time, right? That's probably the most
Or painting.
ideal way.
Painting.
Or painting.
That's what I'm saying, but that's
Or
why I was
painting.
going with the staining, with the staining, kind of give you a uniform type of look.
My experience with staining, typically staining a sidewalk is not a normal thing. The staining I think that you're talking about is kind of like in the HEB, for example, it's all concrete floor, so it's got kind of a glazed staining look. That's not very typical for the outdoor streets. I'm not sure how long it would last. I think it would be maybe.
Because you're talking about the whole.
Yeah, and more, to me, a stain would be just, uniform, because concrete is porous, right? And so if somehow we can kind of uniformly blend.
I guess Alito Los Santos, city engineer, for the record, it'll look I think it's gonna be very maybe complicated the way it's gonna look, because some of the concrete already has color, so you're applying the stain to different shades of concrete. So I wouldn't know how that would look. When
So,
stadiums
so
and things
maybe
are
the
done.
undertaking would be maybe to, not shave it, but like sand it a little and then come in with a uniform stain.
I mean, that could be an idea. I mean, we'd probably have to
Just
do
food for
some
thought.
research.
I mean, as we
Yeah.
move forward, because I mean,
Yeah.
we're getting through all these projects and all this work, and once it's all done, I mean, you're gonna have different patches, and so you know, to bring a more eye appealing, more curb appeal, you know, we entertain something to where we can do some sort of sanding and then
Yeah.
just come in with a coat of staining or something.
Might need to look at.
Yeah, we can look
Might
at
need
that.
to look at that. We'll
Yeah,
provide
food
some
for thought,
research. I
just-
think. Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
my wheels are turning in my head, but we can provide some research on that. I mean, there's some things I'm thinking about that might work in that case.
Yeah.
But I understand your point.
Yeah, this,
Yes, sir.
this is just coming in after everything. Yeah, downtown is it's all patched up,
Yes, sir.
Okay, once we finish downtown.
Yeah.
Come and do like a overlay of
or
color.
at least per block. You know,
Okay,
muscle
yeah,
menos.
we can definitely look into something like that.
Yes, sir.
Any other comments? All right, thank you all for that report. Item B in that section is the Id Street monument sign.
Good afternoon, members of the board. Elito Los Santos for the record. So for the IT sign, we've been working with AAP as their latest schedule from March 4th. They're 4 to 6 weeks from getting that service to that box prepped. So we've been coordinating with the contractor on the IT sign, make sure that they don't ship anything to the site or put any sign until we have.
Another 4 to 6 weeks.
You know, every week, you know, we're calling AP, sending emails to APA with status, but we push as much as we can, right? So, once we have an update, we'll make sure we let the board know if there's any new updates on that. But that's the latest that we got from AP. But like I said, our staff every week we're bugging them every week to see if we can get it move up the list. But once we know something, we'll make sure we let you
And
know.
is the contractor okay with this delay?
Yes.
Oh.
We talked to him about it, and he's okay. Obviously, we're gonna have to adjust the dates, right? But you know, we are aware that what's causing the delay is not on his side; it is more on the getting the service to the sign. So, and as a department, we understand the delay there, and it's unfortunate that we're going through this delay. But
Yeah, so I'm copied on the emails to the contractor, right, so, I guess a number of people could have checked the status of that electrical panel when we started this job, when we bid it, but we're here and it looks like it's gonna be another 4 to 6 weeks. If they had realized that there was no pathway for power, you know, that the panel wasn't energized, it would all, but I mean, I think typically it's not a criticism on the contractor either. He probably should have checked, right, whether that was already
there,
being serviced or not, but we could have checked too, as a city, so. But anyway, that's where we are, so, and I was copied on that email, it's AP saying it's gonna take them 4 to 6 weeks to get to that job. And that's with a number of people helping, including Edward, who's not really part of that project anymore, but we appreciate him leveraging his relations to help us. So any questions on this one? So the thing is, the contractor is ready to set the sign, right? He's been waiting, so it's not that the sign is not done, but it's more about
probably wants to
showing it
get
the right
paid.
way when it's loaded, right?
Yeah.
The monument is in itself been accepted,
that's
so now
correct.
it's just about placing the actual steel with the lighting.
And as a previous meeting we had, we don't want to place the sign and not have it energized, right? I think that'll look a little bit.
Yeah.
So we want to have it energized so we can do a night bidding.
All right, sounds good.
Yeah, we don't want running extension cords either.
We could.
Yeah, so I'm gonna reserve more thoughts that I have on this topic because our departments really need to work better with each other, I'll say that. Because it really seems that the engineering department is struggling, getting a building release on the product, on the getting it energized. I think that piece needs to be,
Yeah, we'll work on that. We're working on getting
and I only see emails, so I don't know the communication, right? But it seems like we just to work with each other as a city project. All right, we'll move on to the next item, C, mural update, presentation of prospective project at 1102 Grant. And so I want to give the board an update on the budget. So originally we budgeted $50,000 for this, and I think, I've gone ahead, You may, maybe you were gonna cover this, the budget, but since I took notes before coming, I'll read them out. So we allocated 50,000 originally, and we made a competition, we solicited artists, and later on, we opened it up to invite more artists, and we expanded the area. And Mr. Gindick is actually part of the original group that responded to the solicitation. So we have 3 awards that have been made, the 1016 Iturbide for 14,608, and we have 819 for 14,000, and we have 502 Convet for 10,000. 502 should be in progress, because we just awarded that one last month. So we have remaining from the original 15,000, 11,392, 11,392. So I want the board just to keep that in mind. You're not, and this is all non-bonded, sourcing. So, okay, you can present now.
Good afternoon, Amanda Pruneda with the City of Laredo Economic Development Department.
Thank you.
So we do have this proposed mural that was actually previously approved as a Monarch Highway. We do have Mr. Alan Gindick as the artist. The new location for this property is 1102 Grand Street. It's the corner of Grand Street and Flores Avenue and 310 Flores Avenue. So it's a building that's connected, or 2 properties connected into one wall or building.
Two property owners or one?
Yes, 2 property owners. So I did speak with both property owners, and they are both in agreement with moving forward with this project. And
Do we have a picture?
yes.
Okay.
So Mr. Gindick is considering incorporating both properties into the mural project. From the Monarch Highway concept, it's the same. He slightly made modifications on the design. The concept is from Flower Street to Monarch Highway. So this is a property where both property owners were in agreement to the mural. One side is where it says Casa Raúl, and on the other little section is the other building. So as mentioned, 1102 Grand Street is owned by Emilsa LLC, and the adjacent property is owned by Raúl's properties. It is a Casa Raúl downtown, located at Grand Street and Flores Avenue. Both, as mentioned, both properties are in agreement, and he's considering incorporating both buildings. This was a previously approved design, and this is a new proposed design. The Monarch Highway will be on the Casa Raúl side, and the other section will be the Flower Street, I'm sorry.
So this is actually longer than what was reported, this is bigger than what was proposed before, or?
I do have the dimensions on the
Okay,
other
okay.
side.
Okay.
As mentioned, the proposed mural, and this is the main facade, which is the wall A, the Casa Raúl property. It's 56 by 15.8 feet in height, and this is the primary focal point of the mural. This one will have the main lettering of Monarch Highway concept, and the butterflies throughout that side. And then the wall B is a secondary side, which is 37 by 8, and this one will have the Flower Street design on it. So in total, I did not do the math on both, but it's 37 and 56.
So it's way bigger than what was proposed
Right.
before, okay. So that was, I wanted the
93,
board,
right.
I wanted the board to first hear the update and the proposal, and then entertain it at next month for action, so that we could understand, because you're gonna tell us what the request is, right?
Right. And then this is the approach. It's a realistic monarch butterflies at very varying scales. Will be handwritten, and it will say Flower Street, Monarch Highway.
The Flower Street font can be changed. I'm looking at it now, and I still think it's a work in progress.
The Flower Street site.
Just the lettering on the
Left.
right part of the mural.
Right. And the materials that he will be using, it's a high quality exterior mural paint. It'll have a protective sealant for for sun and weather durability. And he will be using a scaffolding rental for the wall.
Why are we putting Flores Street on the wall?
I don't know, the question, can you repeat the question?
Why are we putting the road name on the wall?
It's just part of the design. It's almost like
Would you like to
Oh.
You wanna
State
come
your
up?
name for the record?
Come up and, yeah, please.
Just state your name for the record, and then you can.
My name is Alan Gindick, and I'm the artist with the design. Basically, the idea was brought to me by the owner of the building, Casa Raul, because they had seen the original Monarch Highway, and then they said, "Can we put a flower street on there too?" And I was like, "Why?" And then it's because of the name of the
Flores
road,
Avenue.
Flores Avenue.
So they wanted the name of, on the wall.
I was thinking of, there was two ideas when we first talked about it, me and the owner. It was like having literally the street sign in the mural with the flower street, literally just being like a part of the mural, but then she wanted the font, so it's up to them or you guys or, but it was initially, the idea was brought by the owner.
By them.
Can you, I missed that, can you move it, can you push, can you show us back? Okay.
Look at that.
Let me,
I don't like
this
that, to
one.
be honest with you, that flower street.
To be honest, I can remove it because I see your point. It kind of just doesn't really add much to it. It just kind of looks like a,
Odd.
this is
It
what I
looks
am,
odd.
Flower Street. But the original was the Monarch Highway being a part of the text on the mural, but the Flower Street was what they had.
What do you guys think?
I mean, it's,
It takes away from the art.
Bro, exactly.
Yeah, I agree. Because the original idea was flowers, Flower Street. So, I mean, I think the flowers speak for themselves. The Flower Street word could be removed, I agree.
Yeah.
But the Monarch Highway was a part of the original mural on the left side. So that was just.
But the lettering on the Monarch Highway, that's fine because it kind of just
Flower
kind of
Street
it.
My idea was like, you know those signs where it's like "Welcome to Miami" or when
Yeah,
you're driving
it's
and it says
cursive.
"Welcome to the city."
Yeah.
That was like why I chose that font because I
I
wanted
think
it
that
to
one
seem like.
does well. It kind of blends in with the art itself, but the Flower Street it almost takes away from.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
It's like it draws attention
That
to Flower Street
beautiful
as opposed to
butterfly.
I agree.
and
I mean,
the Monarch-
honestly, I would now that you've mentioned
and
it.
then
like it's
the
a
wording on the
critique
Monarch flows with the design.
Yeah.
Because of the way the idolized the cursiveness of it. I just.
Mr. Hernandez, I just brokered an agreement, destroying that. I had everybody giving and taking. Well, that's why it's a presentation. I wanted the board to have an opportunity to input, give
Right.
you some input.
Yeah. It's just it's not
Yeah,
a
no,
fiction
no.
item.
I was just saying, it feels like a critique class when I'm presenting my painting. The rest of the class is like, I feel like this could be changed a little
It's
better.
open for discussion.
I'm all about that. I'm all about
Mr.
that.
Gindick was waiting for him to say that. You could tell, like, he jumped at it. Oh, yeah, now that you say it, I do agree.
No, and also I'm pretty good at not what do you call it, critiquing. Like
Yeah.
you guys giving me like constructive criticism, so
Yeah.
it's good for me.
So then the timeline would be approximately 1 month, give or take. He did put 12 to 16 working days, but depending on.
I work pretty fast, and I honestly I would stay there. I'm like nocturnal, so like my idea was to work as much as I can in the day, because if we're gonna start getting hotter in the temperature, I'll probably be working with nights, like at night with my lights and everything, so it's not super hot.
Well, and it's probably it's less traffic and less.
Yeah, and I like the night. Like I usually work in my studio at nights. Just I feel like it's like much more peaceful.
Stay safe when you're working.
Yeah.
I was thinking the same thing.
And watch out for.
Oh yeah, no, I mean
Coming from the
I'll
power
have to
line.
figure that out.
And the last slide will be the investment breakdown. He did mention the total project investment will be 16,000. He broke it down into the labor, materials and paint, and the lift rental. Any questions or?
Any questions, comments? So this board would have to allocate some additional funds beyond the 50,000 when we take action on it.
If anyone like has like I guess like any doubts on the design of the mural, I'm gonna probably make it look better than that design. Just saying, because I paint hyper realistically. So my idea was to make it seem like you can literally, you know, that mural that El Picasso painted not too long ago on. There's a couple of them now, but they look like Louisiana or they look like New Orleans, kind of like his style.
Right?
Like he's giving new life, gentrification, or however you put it, to an old building, but it's making it more touristically attractive, makes more people want to show up. My idea is basically to do that, like the saying goes, paint the town. Literally, the entire downtown gentrified into an entirely new thing, so that people are happy to go and take photos while being there, not just shopping. And the reason why I want to do this mural is so that I can kind of help kickstart what people have already started doing.
Does everybody know where this is located?
It's right in front of La Posada on the left side. So
It's in between Iturbide and Grant.
Would you like an aerial view from Google?
I think everybody knows.
Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure he shops there.
I shop there.
So do we want him to finalize this at this number, or do we want him to come to a different number? This is to give him some guidance. Are we okay to entertain this proposal as presented?
How much is it? How much more is it?
4,608. Because we have a balance of 11,000 and change, 11,392.
And obviously that 50,000 was an arbitrary number to get started, right? It's been years that it's been budgeted that way. But I mean, that's why I wanted him to present, so you guys can give him some feedback. And if you're okay with it to proceed that way.
What's the turnaround time on that?
Like 2 to 3 weeks, I can get it done.
2 to 3 weeks?
And that's like working like every day. And like I said, I like painting, so it's not work. Just be there, hanging out. You guys are more welcome to come and hang too.
Well, the Monarch, the original design was, and I'm not an artist by any stretch. I don't usually comment so much on art because I'm not an expert on it. But that was my favorite.
The original design also was just a 2-color painting that I did really quickly for the idea. My idea was to have a lot more emphasis in the like depth of the butterflies being real up close and really far. So there's like blurry ones and stuff like that when it comes to like I guess like atmospheric proportions. But the new one was because the owner of Casa Raul asked me if they can adopt it and change it, and I said sure, whatever.
Yeah. So does the board want to obviously see the final design, right? Next, when it comes back.
Yeah, so I will remove the flowers, because I think it's a good idea.
Please.
I don't know.
Please. I want my vote.
Yeah, and I think it would look nice without the flower street because it would just be flowers. It would look like, you know, like a jungle almost. Like you can go, and my idea, like I said, is so people can take photos, feel like, you know, like Austin, the I love you so much, or the weird frog, or like there's a bunch of landmarks. So my idea is to make more people be like, oh, I know that street. Like I like just kind of like make downtown more colorful.
And I think the concept, it lends itself to conversations like, why the flowers? Well, it's Florida Street.
Florida's
so
Avenue,
it
yeah.
kind of lends itself to the dialogue, if you will.
Well, so I didn't explain the Monarch Highway. So the Monarch Highway was a name given to Laredo because it's one of the biggest crossing points of the Monarch migration. So that was my original idea. Because everyone was like, oh, let's do like the Dos Laredos, you know, sister cities, Hispanic tradition, culture. And I'm like, oh, that's been done so many times. Like, why not do something that's also rooted in Laredo, but not someone dancing or some Hispanic cultural thing that, I mean, I'm part of it, but I just don't, you know, like how many things, like I'm talking because I lived in Austin for 9 years. And what I'm saying is like all downtown is covered with murals from the artist perspective, not something assigned to the artist, which is constantly the same.
And I think, I'm not an artist, and I'm way, you know, anywhere near close as a finance guy to artists or anything about artists. But, you know, correct me if I'm wrong, but art pieces need to strike conversation, right?
Yeah,
so when you observe it, then it's like, well, what is it? You're trying to get into the artist's mind, or what is it trying to tell me? And also, to his point, and also now thinking, well, do we really need the Monarch Highway there? I mean, or do we want to generate conversation around these pieces?
Or do you want to have something that already know that people know what it represents and it's just like a walk by? Instead, just like I'm saying, like why not have a painting of a pink elephant and make it look awesome versus something of cultural, historic. I'm just saying, and as an example, give it more freedom to the artist to speak for representation on Laredo on themselves versus just having them be assigned a really cliche kind of cultural thing.
And the other piece, the economic piece to what you're doing is that that location across the street is semi-active, right? There's actually a gathering point there. At night, and actually an academic. I'm going to use that term, more academic.
They do the cultivarte or the caminarte every first Friday.
So we would be possibly even activating the rest of that block.
That's my idea is to turn the entire plaza in front of. Have you ever been to the Pearl in San Antonio on a Sunday? How they have a turf and they have music every Sunday. My idea or vision is to turn the entire plaza into a thing where tourists and people can be living and come out on a Sunday, like Blues on the Green in Austin also. Like every first Friday is Caminarte. Why not every first Sunday have a live band and have people close it off so people can walk around with drinks, their dogs, and it become more of a useful thing versus just the fire or the memorial flame. Because it can be used, like the whole downtown, I feel like is just waiting for it to be repainted. Like not really turned into stores like it used to be, but gentrified into a way they can put it together in a new way where people can live and enjoy the area and shop and stuff. Because back then, I remember as a kid, it was just shopping. It was cool. It was my upbringing, but I feel like downtown just needs a paint job.
Have you made an assessment, because there's obviously paint already in existence, have you made an assessment whether that paint will peel? Because if you're gonna paint high quality paint on top of that paint, but that paint is the one holding.
Oh,
on.
my thing was to first base the whole thing.
So you're gonna strip it?
Yeah, and I asked the owner of Casa Raul if I can remove the letters, and I also asked him, can I use the letters and incorporate the painting over that so it still says Casa Raul but with it painting? And he said, do whatever you want.
Okay.
But yeah, my idea was to like literally fill the entire thing
Redo
with a
it.
paint that I know is adhesive to what I'm
Very
gonna
good,
use,
yeah.
and then I'm gonna seal it afterwards so it lasts as long as it can.
Good. Okay.
When it comes back to an action item, I think we can present a new modified design for the motor highway.
Finalize it.
So I think it's a fair price.
I mean, it sounds like
The work's gonna
you're
be
in
done.
the right spot based on what I'm sensing from the board. It'll be finalized. So if you can get ready for the next meeting,
Yeah,
I guess you could
I'll be talking to her in the meantime so I can make sure everything's ready for the next
bring
time.
back the final.
Big wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is there any other thing you guys would like to change too, so I can like in my head write down?
I don't have any, any suggestions.
And if you do after this, feel free to like let me know or contact me in somehow, because I would like to make sure that everyone's content and it works out for the best of everyone.
I'm more along the lines of being utilitarian, make sure it's gonna last.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, honestly, if it's my thing is if it's gonna have my name on it, I want to make sure it's like a
Lasting.
lasting. Yeah,
Yeah.
Because that's my idea is to have not just one, maybe more in the future, but to have a part of me in Laredo. You know, because I sell paintings, but there's a difference between someone seeing your art and walking by versus it being at their house or on the wall.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Excellent.
Thank you very
Thank you.
much.
Thank you for having
Ms.
me.
Brunel. Next item is Salinas improvement under the Transportation Alternative Set Aside Program.
Good afternoon, Edo Los Santos for the record. So for this one, we're working with TxDOT on our procurement policy. We anticipate to be out on advertisement on the 22nd of this month and having an anticipated selection on by early May. So once
And
we
you'll have someone from the board on the committee, on the scoring committee.
at least one, unless the board wants to have two, but we normally do one, and we'll let the chairperson decide
Okay.
who wants to be there. I'm assuming we're also gonna have probably someone from TxDOT since they're part of the.
Okay.
So we'll just have to make sure we have an odd number of committee members so we don't have a tie.
I don't know if I missed the call or if it was moved. Was there a call or is it coming up this week on this project?
For the advertisement?
No, for the TxDOT regular call on it?
No, I think it's next week.
Okay.
I'll check. I'll let you know if it's next week, but I
Alright.
think it's next week. I don't
Sounds
see it in the calendar.
So again, that one's on, so the board, just to remind the board, that one's on a TxDOT type schedule, so
Yes.
it's moving along at the pace that TxDOT is setting. The next item is wayfinding signage. The update, that's gonna come from me. So I did ping FSG Signs, this morning or yesterday, and they responded this morning. They are now in permitting, so they're gonna come down and do another survey of the locations. I did ask them to circulate an update on the final submittals for both the street signs and the, map wayfinding, monument signs. So hopefully they'll release that. As soon as I get that, I'll circulate it to the board. And, I think that project, if they're getting ready to actually end production, is gonna turn around pretty quick. So we will, for the engineering department and probably the building department, you're gonna see some traffic related to that project, cause it is site-based, so it's multiple sites. Any questions on this one? Okay, downtown streetlight, I've been requesting to be part of this, for this meeting to be set now for a few months. I don't know if there's gonna be any coordination, so.
Yes, we actually had it, first we met.
Internally?
Internally, we did have, environmental, parks, traffic, and, engineering as well as community development. We did see what the projects first to kind of like have more of a focus to a meeting. Environmental, actually, we were thinking it was gonna be the light poles, but it's only the light fixtures. So they're gonna be the same, like Acorn style that they have. They're still waiting to get installed, because I believe the grant had the money to buy the supply, but not the installation. Or they have money left over for installation, sorry. But they're gonna go out for bids as well, to install just the light fixture. It wasn't the whole light pole.
Do you know the council member was part of any of that meetup?
in our meeting?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Well, her assistant was there.
Okay.
She was present, but in reality, she did do all the walkthroughs with Araceli, the assistant director for environmental, so she is aware of this. I think they'll be installing about 73 light fixtures. And Parks did give us an inventory on, apparently it's not all the lights that are in the downtown area are manned by the city, some are manned by AAP. So I think the San Agustin Plaza, all of them are manned by AAP, the lights that are on San Agustin Plaza. So I could share this that they send me from Parks as well with the board. I did mention to Parks if they do know something that we might be able to assist with on fixing things there in the downtown area with the tours, that they could come up and also bring up to the projects that they might have or they need support, right? But I did mention to them that we'll probably be wanting to meet every 3 months, every 3 months meeting to just update each other from all the projects, because there is that sometimes disconnect for the projects that we're doing with the ones that they are handling as well.
So is a summary then that we don't have to have a coordination for replacing poles, because no one's really buying poles right now, aside from the TRIZ? And we're following our guides, right?
Yes, we did say green. The poles,
Green,
in
and
case
it
they
didn't-
are gonna,
Yeah, so
Paint.
to remind the board is, it didn't matter if it was round or square, but to stick to the city of Laredo green,
yes,
right?
correct. That's what, actually, we were
But
all.
the
we were all-
fixtures are gonna be the
Mustang
same.
green.
Yes, there will be these.
But,
See that, Jose? The fixtures are gonna be the same.
Same.
yeah, well, the
Throughout.
city has multiple different fixtures,
Yeah, well,
but
they're-
it's the
yeah.
pole that we thought we could at least
Mm-hmm.
keep consistent.
No, yeah, they're gonna, the poles are gonna stay. They did mention that there's a lot of like wear and tear on the electrical part of some of these poles. So that's why they're kind of like, holding on to putting these new light fixtures, because some of them were broken and then some poles were missing. So there was a long conversation on what they saw when they went to do the site visit of downtown.
So for your submittal, you all already have the green, right? That's the, yes.
Yes, sir.
So
Our
we're okay,
pole-
we're good to comply with the
Yes,
green,
sir.
right, on that side, okay.
Yeah, from the green color perspective, yes, it's the green that matches what's currently the green in downtown Jarvis Plaza. You see it all over the
Okay,
place.
perfect.
Our pole is also very similar, the fluted
Right,
look to the pole. Our top of the pole is gonna be different, right, because we've got the festoon lighting, so some of that has the festoon lighting, and then the other one has the square light, so we don't have the acorn shape. But it's because it's fitting for the use of what we're doing on Iturbide right now. But
okay,
the color is the same, yes, sir.
all right, thank you. Any questions or comments on that? All right, I don't have any updates on G. There is a request to have a meeting with Laredo College, and I wanna say it's for the week of, it was sent to the council member and myself, the week of March the 23rd. I have not responded to confirm, but I need to talk to the council member and find out.
We do have legal, will be circulating the agreement, the draft agreement to LC, so they could start seeing if they have any changes or have, anything that they might want.
I already got it to them, like, when legal sent it to me, it was so that I could get it to.
Yeah, I think Rudy said that he was gonna circulate for signatures and see if that was, they're good to go, to start working on
Well,
that
they have to have another,
board meeting.
yes, they have to vote. They voted to move forward, but then it was subject to the agreement coming back, so.
I'll
So
share
that's
that.
the latest on that. I think everybody knows Webb County, and I'll take that off the agenda, I guess, for the future. Webb County, the only thing we're missing is for the second appointee to be named. The next item, 8 action items, discussion possible action to request city engineering with the assistance of KCI to begin preparing update design drawings, probable cost estimate, and competitive solicitation consistent with the current available budget for the San Agustin Avenue improvements, missing a word. The goal is to award expeditiously at the earliest or upon substantially completing the Iturbide Improvements Project as may be directed with the board. So I added this item on the agenda with the understanding that we have, some aged, bond money that we need to put into use. And, Mr. Mata has reinforced that we need to get moving and not wait until projects, well, his emphasis has been spend the money.
How much?
I think the last time we looked at it was somewhere in about $1 million, maybe a little less now.
We gotta move.
So we have some contingencies that relate to the Salinas project that is, securing, the tech stop monies until we get reimbursed. But I think if we follow the guidance that the finance gives us, we can give engineering a number and not wait until we're done with Iturbide. That's really be done, or even if we can afford to go, I think this board should entertain going at the same time. Of course, the complication is we may not have bidders if we go at the same time. So it's probably completing this at the earliest and jumping on the next one as quickly as possible. And then, to the point of allowing the engineers, consultant and engineering department to define the use of materials, right? Because that's driving cost. So it probably will end up being some asphalt or more concrete than pavers, but that's something that's gonna have to be tackled. Yes, go ahead.
So if I may add, I guess we'll be working with KCI and value engineering the plans, while the contractor finishes this project, and hopefully as he completes his work, we should have this to a point where hopefully advertisement that will give him the opportunity to maybe bid on this project and other contractors out there.
Same guy,
So-
same guy's doing a good job.
Yeah, we can definitely start working on it if the board wishes to do that.
I think things are gonna really start coming together when Iturbide is more completed.
Yes.
I don't think our concern for the Aldo de Tangelo driveway is gonna be as high in terms of aesthetics, cause I think it's all gonna be like really nicely done when it's all, I think we may have had a lot of pavers originally. We can't afford it. I mean, we already know that project was cost estimated at 2.3 plus. So we're gonna have to work around that around a much more reduced number.
You wanna make a motion?
Well, I can make a motion, I don't know that we need it, but I would move that we make this request to start value engineering and preparing a cost estimate, to the tune of what we can really afford on that project. And I'll work with Mr. Mata to try to drive to see what that number is at the moment, so we can get that to you. There's a second?
I second the motion.
Seconded by
Can I
Mr.
ask a question?
Yes, go ahead.
So, who is gonna prepare the designs, the drawings? Is it KCI?
They're already, for the most part, done,
They're already done.
Oh, okay,
yes.
alright, okay.
So that was already done as part of our original, so just kind of a refresher going back. We designed all 9 blocks and had bid that out, and then we separated them, so they're
Okay.
designed. So as I was visiting with Mr. De Los Santos, and as you all are stating, value engineering, just all we really need to do is just come back, take the things that we want to value engineer, fine tune it, and then put it out. But the plans are complete.
Okay, so the request to the city engineering is simply to put it out for bid when these things are done?
Yes, that's the
Okay.
request. Value engineer the project and then put it out
For
for bids.
all of us non-engineers, what's a value engineer?
We'll look at the materials of what originally was designed and see if there's a more economical option
Okay,
or a different approach that we can take to bring the cost of the project down.
okay,
So like, I think you mentioned, Mr. Ceballos, one of the things was, on the Tangelo Parkway, it's all bricks. And so it was taking out bricks and putting all brand new bricks, that was driving up a lot of the cost. So, so maybe looking at what other options we may have to maybe intermix
Right.
different things.
Breaks, concrete, breaks,
Stamp-
concrete
stamp
pavement.
concrete?
Stamped concrete, there's some drainage,
nothing
there's
wrong
some
with the
drainage
bricks.
features that have driven the cost up a little bit, so I've already had it on my mind that I need to look at some other value engineering options, some cheaper options, more cost-effective options, but still handle the drainage like I
We
need.
also priced removing the bricks and reusing them, and it's actually more expensive to do that than,
Ufa.
yes. And storing them was also,
Storing them, if my recollection, was one of the things that drove the cost. The bricks that are used on that are no longer made. They're not the new modern interlocking bricks that we've been using on other projects. So it was, I think, almost impossible to find the same brick. So if they break one, how do I think that kind of drove a lot of the cost too.
The option that we started talking about at some committee meeting not too long ago was concreting the whole thing with some design where you prepare you don't have to do a sub base in terms of having a concrete base for a paver. You basically do a 6-inch section, right, which could be cheaper since we have a concrete contractor.
And then stamp it, like.
Either stamp it or score it the way we've been scoring it. My favorite layout and design is actually the concrete scoring that we've used. It's on Convent, it's on Zaragoza. It's easier to clean. The stamped concrete is harder to clean for sure, because it has more crevices and scoring.
Yeah, I think one of the options that it's been in the back of my mind as a value engineering is, can we maybe put bricks and just some accents, maybe some strips of brick every so often as an accent. You see that, I think we had seen some pictures, Mr. Ceballos, in like Chicago and other parts where you find this like brick accent. So it still keeps the brick incorporated into it, but you're not using all brick. Yeah. And that was really driving up a lot of the cost.
Right.
So,
and the other thing just to mention for the board is, so KCI will have to charge us for doing some of the rebidding and modifications to the plan, just so that everyone's transparent about that. They did the same thing on Iturbide with them reissuing the solicitation, so just for the board to be aware.
Okay.
Yes.
Any other add-on or comments? No. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any against? None. Motion passes. Thank you. All right. The next item B is discussion and possible action to approve the relocation of parking meters on the east side of 300 Flores directly connected to an area that is part of Iturbide Street improvements, and requested engineering with the assistance of KCI to bring back options and cost estimate for board consideration. It's been clarified to me that we probably don't have the authority to make this decision, which is fine. You have it in your packet to show you what I'm talking about. There's a picture that was sent by email, and it's after the minutes. What I'm talking about, and it's really just to create more walkability. Those parking meters are obviously obstructing folks walking there. This is directly around the area that Edward showed, those new concrete pictures that bump out. It's connected to it, and it's also across where the mural's going to be, if I'm looking at this correctly, this new mural that would be proposed, that's being proposed. So I thought connecting that back to some kiosk might work. So the motion would be to ask the city to consider that, and then for it to come back. So not so much for us to actually approve it, since it's outside of our scope, is to request the city to look into that, and so that we can assist if possible. We're gonna find, if you walk downtown, you're gonna have that situation. In my mind, it's just a way for us to kind of finish that block, that whole block. We were eventually gonna take care of the Alexandria walkway. It doesn't have meters, but it has walkability issues. And then this one has obviously obstacles there. So it's no financial action at this point. It's really just to request the city look into that with the help of our liaison departments and engineer.
To bring in kiosks?
To potentially bring in a kiosk. I don't know where we ended the conversation, Edward and Eliud, on a kiosk for Iturbide.
How are the kiosks doing there at the in front of the Plaza Theater? Do we know?
The front lot, which plaza?
The theater.
The Center for the Arts.
They've been working, but I don't know how. I didn't check how much revenue we've generated from those, but we can definitely look at a location. I guess more importantly for this one will be a location of where that kiosk would be, because as you see in the picture, some of those meters are
Not so much the revenue, but rather is the technology working efficiently?
And that's the other thing. I need to talk to parking division and management on who's gonna be handling some of that, because I know there's talks about bringing new technology downtown for the parking meter, so I need to make sure that whatever they're thinking of bringing, new technology, we're not, bringing a different system. So,
The ones on Iturbide where we have improvements, are we resetting the meters back in that spot? We are. So we didn't take action to bring a kiosk there.
No, sir. My understanding is we hadn't taken action on that, so, the meters will just get placed back where they're currently at.
I think that's probably
You don't have that situation. I did see that Florida's situation the other day.
Right.
It is, you've got a very narrow sidewalk and then a meter in the middle of
So
it.
if that's common throughout downtown, then I think it'd be something to do an assessment for the entire downtown system.
Yeah, so like the Iturbide Street that we're currently working on, which is block 7, there's plenty of space from the sidewalk to the meter, so you don't have that issue.
Right.
But I know there had been some discussion about taking the kiosk concept and applying it citywide, downtown-wide. So, I mean, I've got an idea of where we can put it, of the one bump out picture that I showed
Right.
you. I mean, it's
Where we
almost
have
can go
power and
right there and
everything.
you can see straight down Flores and straight down Iturbide. We were talking about that a minute ago, so we've got room to place it. We just need some direction, and some buy off, I guess, of park.
yes, we'll check with Park and see what technology they're bringing as far as the kiosk.
All right. Any other comments? So I would limit my motion to initiate a conversation with, to ask the city engineer and the city management team to initiate conversations with the parks, with the parking division.
Parking division.
And then, if we can assist with supporting either a kiosk or relocation, while we're working on Iturbide, then we could do that. Is there a second? Can I get a second to that?
Second.
Second from Ms. Guerra. Any additional discussion? All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any against? No, motion passes. Thank you. Last item is an administrative item, discussion and possible action to approve contract amendment number 5 with KCI Technologies authorizing a public information graphic board sign to be prepared and posted on Iturbide, on the Iturbide Street, illustrating improvements and project timelines. That, obviously, we had this item for action last time without an amendment, so this is bringing it back. The allocation is $1,200 for KCI's coordination and the signage production costs. And I would move that we approve as presented. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Guerra. Any discussion? There being none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any against? None, motion passes. Discussion and possible action to approve invoices submitted by KCI Technologies as presented.
Yeah, we may have not gotten in, but we submitted one maybe today or yesterday, but if it didn't go in, that's fine. Yeah.
You have them?
So our office received the payment request, so we'll probably have to be until the next meeting. They'll be sending them to you for your review, and then we can bring it up for the next meeting.
I did see them like this afternoon at
Yes.
4 o'clock. Those are it. And I wondered if they were coming to the board. Do you have to do a review on them first? Or you've already done
I
it?
already reviewed it and I already signed off on them. So
Do you mind, so we don't wait, do you mind printing them right now and presenting them to the board for action?
Yes. They were sent to your email, right? They were sent to
Yes.
you? You can go upstairs.
If the board doesn't mind this way, we don't hold those for that. Motion to take a 5 to 10 minute recess.
Second that.
Can I get a second?
Second.
Seconded by Mr. Martinez. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any against? None, motion passes. We'll be back in 10 minutes. All right, so we are back. It is 6:38. Being informed that there are actually no invoices pending, that those are prior approvals, or prior approved invoices, so there's no action on item 8D. So with that, I'll make a motion to adjourn at 6:38. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Second by Mr. Mata. Any discussion? There being none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any against? against? None. We are, motion passes, we're adjourned. Thank you very much. Great job.